Alrighty. It is Sunday, like May 20th, maybe? I actually don't remember the date. Middle of May, and I just spent the last 2 days down at the marina on other people's boats. I had to miss the race, but I still got to spend some time on mine, look for leaks. Whoop, get out of the road, squirrel. Good Lord. A break for all living things. I stop and save turtles, even if it affects my video. So I found some leaks, got to mess with my lines, sort out some things. I've had the boat for 5 months now, but only really been messing with it for about 1 month because of the weather. It's finally warm enough to mess with the damn thing. I've raced 3 races now. I've crewed with other boats, so I've learned quite a bit just doing that. Mine still hasn't left the marina. So it is time to start learning proper single-handed techniques. One of those being leaving the dock and returning to the dock. And I've watched a ton of videos on driving it into the dock itself to like keep it kind of pressed against the dock while you undo the lines, so on and so forth. And I'm going to have to look up all of those things again when I actually get to the marina and start messing with this. But it's a good start, at least, to get down there and actually start trying it. Otherwise, I'm going to turn around and it's going to be winter, and I will have never actually sailed my own boat. That's just not going to work. I also know that this video is coming like 4 or 5 months after my last episode, and that's because I haven't really had a chance to do anything else on it. Between racing with other people and messing with the outboard, which took 3 weeks to fix. Turns out it was just the fuel line and the tank itself had come loose. And my main is not actually connected up at the front, so we're gonna have to do a line to make that tight as it can be. No out haul. I keep finding things that are wrong, so we are going to get on it today. I finally got all that fixed. It can sail now. I'm not so sure that my backstay is tight enough to sail, so we might just roll out the jib a little bit and see if we can get her to push that way. But the goal really is just to leave the dock a little bit on my own, pull back into the dock a little bit on my own. And if that's as far as I get, it's further than I was this morning. So, baby steps. And you're all going to watch me pick it up 100 times in this episode. See what happens. So I made it to the marina and decided to do a few smaller things before I actually mess with the fenders of the motor. Charging batteries, and I've actually got this little cooking setup for propane that I haven't messed with yet. So we're going to make some oatmeal because I'm a little hungry. That seems like a safe bet. So it's your basic stand, propane tank, cooker, and a pot. It's not a jet boil. It's not really proper for a sailboat that is heeling or moving. So I probably won't keep this for any actual trips other than camping. But it'll be great for that. And I can get an actual like jet boil that sticks to it and stays on, because this will slide right off. And that would be bad. So let's see how it goes. A couple of bugs in there. It's good for flavor, right? Pretty blue flame. I'm a little concerned about these handles on the side. They look like rubber. And heat's going right to them. Let's see if I cannot touch that. Came with these goofy little fold-up forks and spoon and knife, so we'll make use of that. And 2. We're starting to see some bubbles. Alright, cool. That's mostly out of the way of the flames, and I don't think it's melting. No. This goofy little thing goes on your cup so you don't burn your hand holding hot water if you're making coffee or whatnot. I'm not making coffee. I wouldn't mind coffee. I don't have any. We are testing the oatmeal today. I didn't really wash these things first, so I don't know how gross it's going to be. You've made oatmeal. I don't know why I would need to show anybody what I'm doing here. Alright. Maybe just let it sit for a bit and coagulate. Congeal. None of those words are appetizing at all. Oh yeah, it's coming out to a nice oat paste, so you know, if you need a meal, or if you need to patch any holes, just make it the way I make it. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and then I'll eat it, and then we'll move on to trying to tie a fender to the front of this boat so I can crash into the dock and practice. So the oatmeal's fine, but a bit of a fatal flaw in the design of this here spoon. It hinges right there, so whenever you go to scoop anything that has any kind of heft to it, it gives out. Now you can hold it way down here and keep your thumb on that piece to keep from doing that. But if you got pretty hot food, you're getting a little close to, you know, where you don't want your fingers to be. So it works in a pinch. Just a heads up if you're going to shop for any kind of folding silverware. See if it'll fold the other way, because I don't really use the spoon going that way very often, but it seems fine going that way. And luckily, there was a event last night for all the sailors here where they had all kinds of food, and I grabbed myself one of these lemon cookies and only ate half of it last night, so I've got dessert for my oatmeal lunch. Well, that was interesting to watch, I'm sure. We ended up just clove hitching everything together, so we'll see how it works whenever I actually get to practice it at speed. I don't think I've got time to actually practice any of that. I spent 45 minutes messing with that nonsense, so probably won't stick around too much longer. Well, yeah, we're here. Might as well try motoring it into the wall and see what happens. So, let's go. about as good as it could. As you saw in the footage, we threw it in forward and it just right up against the dock. We brought the tiller over to starboard, which forced it to keep driving into the dock in that corner there. And from everything I was looking at, I could have just walked to the front and stepped off the boat. Granted, I had lines attached, but they were very loose, so they would not have held me against the dock like that. So I believe I'm ready to try some single-handed work, but we're not actually going to try it without a friend of mine with me who's an expert sailor, so she can save me if shit goes terribly wrong, which it will. So you'll meet her in the next episode, and we'll find out if I can single-hand this bad boy. Celebration. Cheers. I'm gonna blur this. This is just iced tea. It's good tea. Good tea.